Willy's Wonderland, holy fucking shit. You need to see this. Yes, Willy's Wonderland. It's out now. You can get it. You can stream it. You can even buy it on Blu-ray and yeah, I guess DVD. I just went for the Blu-ray, and this one is from UK. It's even got double the font. Yeah, you like Nick Cage, you want him twice. There you go. But but otherwise, the release is of course beautiful because it's a brand spanking new movie. It's a 21 movie. It's directed by Kevin Lewis, and yeah, the Blu-ray from UK, it's got some around circa 10 minutes extra material. Pretty good though, but it's also pretty short. But when you got Nicolas Cage on a like backstage interview, he's not he's never boring. He can communicate a lot in only a couple of minutes or even seconds, and he has some very funny notes. I guess most of the time, he often shares how he gets into character, how he gets because he's a method actor, kind of, or maybe big time. I don't know what he calls himself. I can't remember, but he shares the inspiration source. Like in Mandy, he says it was a cross between Bruce Lee and Jason, and in this one, it's he's just picking off all the silent heroes he ever saw, from Buster Keaton to I don't know, and then he just threw in a little Copacabana, I think he's call it Copacabana. I'm not sure what that is, but he does. He sure do a funny dance move or two in the movie. We'll get to that in a minute, but maybe that's the Copacabana he's talking about. With Nicolas Cage, you never know. It's a bag of fun, and he has risen up to, in my world, to be one of the all-time greatest cult actors ever, with a thick line under the cult, because he has crossed over to territories only Bruce Campbell has in the past. But even dear Bruce Campbell has a hard time keeping his cult movies getting out or even being made, or just find the right stuff to do with other people besides Sam Raimi and Robert Tappert or and so on. But Nicolas Cage has in the past, I don't know, many years now, 5-10 years, really struck gold, struck a fucking hot spring of cult manuscript, and sought them out, said yes to the right people, the right time, just like seems to be going with the flow, or I don't know what you want to call it, but a real impressive run of cult titles. I can't give you an example. Let's just go a little, a couple of years back. This is the latest. We're going to talk about this in a minute. That's not even the second latest. That one I don't have, but I'm sure I'm gonna get it. It's called Jiu-Jitsu. Let's just say I'm a big enough Cage fan to like the Jiu-Jitsu movie also, but yeah, I don't have it at this point. But Color Out of Space, you know what, Mandy, holy crap! And before Mandy, Mom and Dad. And before Mom and Dad, Drive Angry. And before that, Bad Lieutenant, The Rock. What's the name of that? Con Air, Ghost Rider. On and on and on, his little Indiana Jones couple of movies with Disney, Peggy Sue Got Married. I even think he's in Outsiders. He even did Batman. Yeah. He was supposed to be Superman. My God, if Nicolas Cage doesn't get a very special award presented by, I was almost about ready to say Bruce Campbell himself, not that he should pass him the torch, but welcome him in the uber super duper fucking cult super badass actor level land. Holy crap, he deserved it. He really deserves it by now. And believe you me, I'm a huge Bruce Campbell fan. Yeah. So sitting here and saying Nick Cage belongs at this point right up, going, just sharing the number one tablet, or what do you call it, pole, I don't know. In Danish it's called a taburet, so I don't know. The one you stand on when you get the medals, and the higher you stand, you probably won. But have you seen Mandy? Holy crap. This is phantasmagoria. We're talking about a genre not many has ever done. Marilyn Manson had a point made a movie called Phantasmagoria. It was never released. I guess some people had a meeting and said, people are not ready for that level of horror. And but that's another story. But sometimes some directors shows you a little bit of the phantasmagoria from beyond, and Color Out of Space, Mandy, and I would say even Willy's Wonderland. So let's just talk a little bit about this movie. It was the purpose of the video. But having seen it twice now, it has become clear to me it belongs in what I call, and do keep in mind, it's only my way of expression, I can't, you can't be thinking it's not called phantasmagoria, it's body horror or something, but yeah, I do agree, because it's called a lot of things. This is also just called a fun ride, a popcorn movie. It could be called your grandma would even call it a slasher movie, I guess, or something that's just insane. But I think it's easier to call it, for what it is, a fucking cool ride. Yeah, that's almost the best way to describe it. But it sits in the phantasmagoria horror genre because it's so over the top. Some of the things in the movie don't make any sense unless you're willing to just say, of course, anything can happen. A gorilla can fly out of the thin air and attack you. Doesn't have to come in through a door, or maybe, you know, some port in the ceiling. It could just like a gorilla, and that's this is that movie, and the camera work. That's where the phantasmagoria comes in. What I call phantasmagoria, but where it almost becomes surreal and very almost like a pop-up book, but in a very dark Clive Barker nightmare, painted with a brush from Prince's gallery, and very purple, very bubblicious. And in this movie, they use all sorts of light effects, so you get rings of light on the screen, on the television, and it almost looked like sun bursting, or yeah, it's very difficult to describe. But in short, I call it phantasmagoria. It's very abstract. It makes it an abstract horror, experience, because each time you see it, it will like play tricks on your mind, because you will be focusing on the light effect, on Nicolas Cage's weird move in the light effect. At some point, he's going like sideways like this, but with all sorts of, and you can call it pure Cage porn or what you want to call it, but I call it fucking badass grindhouse entertainment. Nick Cage in the extras calls it a cross between Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Pale Rider, because I haven't even told you the greatest thing about the whole movie. Nicolas Cage doesn't say one word in this movie. He performs what could be called one of the greatest badass roles ever. He has no name. That's the Pale Rider, and he doesn't speak, like they did in the old classic westerns, Charles Bronson and whatnot. Clint Eastwood, of course. And he's not even speaking one word. He's just like cool fucking beans. You could almost watch this as a prequel or sequel to Drive Angry, but yeah, it makes kind of sense. There is a lot to be discussed about it also afterwards, when you talk to other people who've seen it, because you do have questions. Who is this character, and is he there on purpose? In my head, it's not random, but I don't want to spoil the movie, because it's actually pretty good, and it only gets better. I loved it the first time, and the second time my head just exploded, because it was like, how did I not see it was fucking awesome right away? I guess I just had to take it in by a couple of scoops, because could this be right? Could he actually, it's almost top the Color Outer Space, or Mandy? And I'm not saying it's better than Mandy. At this point, I don't know if it's just as good as Mandy. Mandy is my absolute favorite of all of them. Let that be known. But I also have seen Mandy over 10 times now. But I have the vinyl soundtrack, and I listen to it, and I'm sure I even gonna at one point I will even do a Mandy painting, just to get it out of the system. A big fucking purple Nick Cage head. But yeah, I just need the canvas and the time. But this is another story. Holy crap. It is a cross between Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Pale Rider, but on crack and on heroin. Heroin. Don't do that stuff. I heard that's bad for you. So, anyways, damn it. Damn it, Nick Cage. Some of these days, I really hope you will get crowned right up beside, neck to neck with Sir Bruce Campbell. This doesn't get any better. This is a territory no actor has accomplished before. As I said, in my world, in my head, in my opinion, it's and I couldn't see it coming. After Con Air and The Rock, I sort of said to myself, and then the Disney Indiana Jones movie, I call them, I can't remember what the fuck they're called. I'm not a big fan. But I kind of, and a lot of dodgy detective movies or action movies, you know, the daughter getting kidnapped movies like Seagal made and Van Damme made and this guy made them. But then all of a sudden something happened. I don't know what Nick Cage did, if he went to the desert and back again, but it sure worked. It sure damn worked. At this point, it's good enough. It's good enough to be called as what it is. This guy is a cult god. A cult god, man. Kudos to Cagey boy. Got a blessing. Dynamite. Oh yeah, it's pretty gory, but most of the gore stuff is black. So, but it's badass as fuck. I'm not gonna go into the whole spiel. Let's just say, of course, if you're interested in what exactly is happening in the movie, it starts off with Nick Cage coming in a car. That's why I compare it to, maybe it's a secret trilogy. But yeah, he comes in a car that looks like it could be the same car in this movie. You know, the same sort, a muscle car, a typical Cage car. Oh, I even forgot 10 seconds. Gone in 10 seconds earlier. Sorry, that's also cool. But anywho, maybe that's the trilogy. 10 seconds. Drive angry, and this is the final. Ooh. Anywho, Nick Cage comes driving. La 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 la. Pff, tire is blown. In comes, like in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know, some kind of tow truck with a hillbilly dude. But he looks like he lives in a trailer park. Let's just say that. And takes him to a shop, you know, garage. And Cage find out he's a no-name. He doesn't speak, but people speak to him, and he just nod like, very cool. Much cooler than I did. I don't know why I did a weird face, but maybe because I didn't want to try to make a Nicolas Cage face, but just imagine Nicolas Cage doing a cool face with his sunglasses on and off and down on his nose. That's the movie. It's short. But they only take cash, of course, so that's a problemo. And Cage have a only plastic card, and the machine is out of order, of course. And then he gets a you know, like a proposition, or what do you call it, to a deal. You want to take the deal? Just clean up the kids' fun playland that's closed because it was used by 6 satanic maniacs who committed suicide in it, and respawned in the mechanical animals who were in the park, and now kills everyone who's inside, like Jaws or Jason. So you want to go into that place alone, and we'll fix your car, and next morning we will be squeaky clean, and while you're in there, you should clean it all up. That's the deal, clean the place up. It has been shut down for 20 years. I don't know. So around that place. So long story short, Creatures and Cage are going one-on-one, and in comes a group of teenagers. So it's almost becoming like a perfect slasher teen movie combined with what the fuck, and a Nicolas Cage doing 3 or 4 martial arts styles in one movie, and in one scene combining at least 3 of them. As I said, that man deserves a fucking hoot medal in Cult Lane. But anywho, I'm not gonna spoil the ending. Will Cage actually survive the night? Maybe. What do you think? I'm not gonna spoil it, but okay, maybe he does survive. You never know. I think it's funny, because isn't it obvious? It would be the first of this kind of movies where the cult baddie bites the dust in the end. It doesn't happen. That's a bomber, man. So yeah, spoiler alert. Of course he's surviving. I'm comparing the guy with Ash, You can't kill Ash and you can't kill Cage. No. So to say it short, this is a perfect Friday night with your friends movie. Who do enjoy a good wacky time. It is wacky. You do have to be a fan of the wacky splat stick genre, or what we used to call it, But if you enjoy movies like Hobo with a Shotgun and even Evil Dead, or stuff like that, you will be in good company. This is pure brillante, just what the doctor ordered, and I'm so I don't know at this point, how can Nicolas Cage keep this level up? That's the big answer, or no, or maybe question. That's the big question in my head. Is it possible for Cage to keep, I'm just gonna show, these 3 again. Holy crap. Man alive. Respect. Yeah, so that being said, let's just say thank you for today, and thank you for watching the video. I really hope you got a small kick out of it, and maybe learned something you didn't knew about Nicolas Cage. Maybe you haven't seen all of these movies, or even the latest one, so. But it will get 2 big fucking thumbs up from this guy, and yeah. And it is a 10 out of 10. At this point, I think I will regret in a couple of months, when I've seen this 10 times, not giving it 10 out of 10. So, yeah. 9 out of 10, it's just too low. It is. You will see. But maybe after you've seen it a couple of times and smoke some crack while do it, No, that's just kidding. But maybe a small pint of beer and yeah, I don't know, a little shot of whiskey. Yeah, it is a Friday night movie, and it is supposed to be watched with a group. I'll guess the more the merrier. It has a comedy. It certainly also is a comedy. That's important to say. The comedy genre is in check. The action, the horror, the splatter, the phantasmagoria, the weirdo, yeah, almost the art house. I was about to say, but phantasmagoria is like a Mad Hatter version of art house cinema. If I should say what I think it stands for. Anywho, see you in the next video. Cage.